Yeah, I hear you, James. Um, yeah, you can't beat that. You're right. That's pretty good. It's a pretty good price for all that. And of course, it sounds like it's pretty good food. So that's always helpful in the matter. And yeah, when I come back though, when I come back from Oak City and all this stuff, I'll have to make it down there sometime with you and see see how it is, because well, I know you go to good restaurants and all that, and you've mentioned how good the food is there before, so we'll just have to give it a try, and see how it is. And heck, it might even be something I might try getting at one point or another later, getting Mom and Dad down there to try it. Get them out to explore a little bit. So where are you right now? Are you coming back from there? Where are you approximately right now?
Just leaving the car wash. I'm right down the street from my house. I'm in Duncanville. I'm actually right next to that 900 megahertz Duncanville repeater. But yeah, that's pretty much how that deal goes. Other than that, man, I haven't done a whole heck of a lot. Did you get that email I sent you from the former radio officer for Dallas County?
Yeah, I sure did. I was reading through that, in fact. So he just went ahead and resigned for those reasons he stated.
Well, a bunch of them have jumped ship. I mean, I work for the county, so it'd be kind of pointless for me to give up the position. But yeah, a whole bunch of them. And I mean, I agree. I completely agree. I really have no sympathy for Dallas County races, other than I work for the county, and thus it makes my position pretty much go hand in hand. So if it wasn't an employment type of deal, I mean, trust me, I completely agree with everything you said, and even how they do their business.
Yeah, I sure do. It's unfortunate. It really is what goes on down there sometimes. It's just very unfortunate. So, is anyone gonna take his place that you know of, or does anybody fill in for him, like a second in command or anything?
Man, I don't know. I mean, I just represent the hospital district, and then each city normally has their respective radio officer positions. I really have no idea. I don't know that it's something they have to, they're going to have to. I mean, they'll fill it as fast as they can, but I don't think it's going to kill anything if they don't, I mean, he's been gone since his resignation was effective last Wednesday, so I have no idea. I mean, I've even tossed around the idea, I got fed up with it for a while, of actually, I mean, if they continue to want to have race seats, that's fine. I mean, I don't have a problem being a liaison between them, but just trying to start up a Aries, countywide Dallas County Aries thing, kind of like Collin County has, and use a repeater that actually works, like the flamethrower or something like that.
Oh yeah, I understand. K5OUN and AA5HL mobile for ID here. Well, yeah, it was kind of interesting actually reading through that. I was drinking a cup of coffee and checking on some daily stuff, and that came in, so I checked, and then I saw the heading on it, and I said, oh, wait a minute, let me just sit down here at the terminals and read this. I want to see what this is about. And it was actually getting pretty interesting, and I had to agree with him on some points also on this myself, and not knowing too in depth about it, but it sounded logical what he said in some ways. So yeah, that was I see his point. At some point or another, you just get fed up. You've reached the boiling point.
I've been involved with race C's for probably close to, I'm 33, I would say at least 15 years. I mean, maybe not necessarily Dallas County, but other counties, and Dallas County during that time. And, man, 20 years ago, we didn't do background checks on anybody. And I'm not aware of any incidents in all of the racing affiliations that I've ever been a member of any major incident that occurred because of someone's background. I mean, I can understand to a point, but, I mean, if we're going to get people to go out there and do storm spotting, I really don't care. have access to government facilities or something, well, maybe then. But that's really more of a radio officer type of thing. And, yeah, so it is what it is.
Well, even years ago, here in Plano, whenever I used to, listen to the Aries, I guess it was here in Plano, and that type of thing, storms rolled in. To be affiliated with something like that, there was no stringent guidelines like this, and I don't even know why they would do it myself. It sounded ridiculous.
Collin County has an Aries group. They don't have races. I mean, they're pretty unregulated. I like the Collin County group. They're a bunch of good guys.
Yeah, I can remember them going way back. I'm talking 1987, 1988. That's a while back now.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, pretty much, man, pretty much. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. He actually sent an email after that where he actually just made the comment he didn't even know why we use races. Races is, the whole reason races exists is for, more a time of war type of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so you're talking like an emergency communications type of situation. Probably more defined mission statement than just watching the weather is what you're saying.
Well, he basically put it, which I haven't ever read, Part 97 of the FCC regulations, so I don't really know a whole lot about it. I'd have to read it and get back with you on it, but what my interpretation is. But basically what he said, which I do agree that it has merit, and not even knowing much about it is that it basically is, the reason why RACES was formed was back in World War II when they had silenced all the amateur radio operators had been silenced. And RACES was started to organize amateur radio operators where they could assist the government but not violate the radio ban during World War II.
Yeah, okay, I understand. Well, I have to tell you, that's actually a that's a little known story. Not too many people know the story of that when that happened back in those days about them silencing amateur radio operators. I mean, that story in itself is silenced.
You gotta remember, man, most people are dead. I mean, I imagine there's probably very few World War II vets that even still exist. And even people that were alive during that time. Most of those people have been dead for 10 years.
Yeah, I have to agree. Well, wouldn't that be something if something happened today and they silenced them from broadcasting? I mean, wouldn't that be amazing? Or if they collectively gathered them all together with all their HF equipment to triangulate or find different things around the world, and even locally, even groups locally to find anything maybe hiding or infiltrated within the country. I wouldn't even doubt that something like this would happen at some point. You definitely have a resource of technically minded people that have equipment that has great capabilities.
You got to remember, though, back then HF was pretty much all that existed. I don't think VHF was even around. I mean, that was kind of in the heydays of radio anyway. They did it, of course, to try to isolate people using espionage, using HF. And I don't know. I mean, maybe, but I don't know how it would affect everything. I mean, it's so diverse now, and I mean, you've got so many VHF and UHF and SHF bands available. And I don't know what the band plans look like and what the amateur spectrum looked like back in World War II, but I'm assuming it was much different than what it was today, because I don't even think VHF had even been used yet, had it?
No, it was very rare. HF was VHF low primarily. There might have been a little bit of 2-meter type of activity, but that was at that point in time that hams were starting to pioneer UHF, and then of course the first magnetrons were developed in Great Britain and brought here, and they had hams and other engineers working to develop their own magnetrons, and then it went from there. But yeah, primarily it was HF back then. But anything going on above that, James was basically the the brainchild in Disneyland of hams up in the VHF, UHF, and further. K5OUN and AA5HL mobile.
I mean, I agree, man. I kind of agree with you. I've often kind of had an issue with races being only appointees and things like that. I mean, it's almost anti